It's a good morning for me. Hopefully a good morning. I just need to make sure that after a month off, which feels like, gosh, forever, I'm actually back. And I've moved things on my desk in that month, and I don't know whether the camera's going to be in the right place. It's in the very wrong place. Is my phone at the moment, so I'm just going to, I don't think it's as high as it was before. See what I can do. Yes, my desk's a mess. I've got bits all over the place. Good morning, Christine. Thank you. You're here nice and early. And Liz and Moira. Gosh. Right, let me just see how much space I have to craft on in here. I'm just, bear with me whilst I just see if I can get things a little bit higher. I'm not sure how much crafting space I've got there. Oh, thank you, Moira. I think I'm glad I'm back as well. I think so. Once I get underway this morning, I will be. Sorry?
You're good.
I'm good. Yes, let's see what we can do here. I'll just wait for 2 or 3 more people, hopefully, to arrive. Hello, Anita. Oh, it's good to be back, I tell you. I've been, yeah, I don't know where my time's gone over the last month. It does feel like forever since I was here. Sorry, it still looks a bit wonky with the camera. I think I used it for something else and it just hasn't gone back how I expected it to. And it's really weird trying to set this up because you turn things and it's, I think, like reversing a car with a trailer on. I could never get the hang of that. Right, okay, I think we might be okay there. I just need to make sure that I don't go off screen. So I hope everybody is well this morning. We've had loads of rain over the last couple of days, but at the moment it's quite nice and bright, so I hope you've got some good weather there. Hello Elizabeth, hello Anne, hello Linda. Oh, it's good to see you all back again. Okay, now I've been planning this particular card and what I've been going to do for the next few weeks, obviously whilst I've been having a bit of a break. And the card that I planned to do, Karen Williams did a wonderful version of this card. I think it was just last week. I did message her to say, do you mind if I still show this for my live? And very kindly, no problems at all. And then lo and behold, last night, hello Karen, hello Dottie. Lo and behold, last night, looking through Facebook, and Leslie Chambers did one as well, because today I'm doing a Pinwheel card. I have since I decided to do this and done a couple of prototypes, seen a few on different places on Facebook, but hey, here we go. So, my first Pinwheel card that I made, and this is a really difficult one to actually show you. I don't know what has happened because everything on my screen seems to have gone blank, but I am still here. There we go. Gosh, it's a bit slow catching up today. So the Pinwheel card, essentially, will go round and round. I'm still trying, oh God, I am so sorry everyone, I'm still trying to get this in the right position for the camera. It is so hard trying to do these things. Now my screen's gone dark. Oh goodness. Okay, so essentially you've got a card and it's got 4 different sides to it. Okay, a wonderful 3D card for somebody to actually display on a shelf, window ledge, fireplace, something like that. I think the camera's actually too low, that's the problem, but I'll try keep everything within frame. This particular card, it was the first one that I did, and I just made up the measurements myself. I just ad hoc took some measurements and ended up with a card which doesn't quite fit in a 5x7, so I rejigged measurements, and today I'm going to do a slightly smaller card that will fit in a 6x6 envelope for you. Okay, swipe left to reveal comments. Right, here we go. I think I've got things back again. Thank you, I'm glad you can see. On this card I used Craft Consortium ink drops papers, which I love, absolutely love them. I've got 3 of the different variations now, but the last one was candy, I think, and it's wonderful. I also used the Lisa Horton quilted embossing folder for the background. I think you can see that quite well on the photo on the screen, and just put some flowers on there. I left the small sections just with papers, and did remember to leave one blank for a sentiment and to write a message on the back. Okay, so that will then stand up perfectly easily and fold flat for posting. Okay, so that was my first card. Knowing me as you all do, my second card is the first one that I rejigged the measurements and made it so that it will fit in a 6x6 envelope. Okay, this one is Christmas. Of course it's Christmas. And I used Knitwit Collections Nutcracker to make the images on the paper to fit these. And that's the great thing about as you'll know, I witter on and on about digital crafting, but you can make your elements, your photo, your image just fit perfectly whatever size card you're making. So we have a nutcracker and candy canes on one of the sides. As we turn it round, we have a different nutcracker and some round elements. We have the same nutcrackers on the first image and a pile of presents. And then we have what they call a paint chip, like if you go to the paint store and you have all the different colour cards, they do a paint chip, and Knitwit's always put one in their collection with some sort of sentiment. So we've got cheers to a cracking great Christmas and space for your greeting. Okay, then I decided to be adventurous again, and I went back to Craft Consortium, and I just literally stamped in black using VersaFine Onyx black ink. I used Lisa Horton sentiment stamps up the side, and just added with a Posca pen some colour on the buds and foliage around the daisy image. Similar thing there, but with a woodware stamp, and again using a Posca pen to add some colour on there, and then a Lisa Horton stamp. And I always thought you had to use the whole image of the stamp on your card, but I've learned today that you don't, and you can just use a small section of a much larger stamp. And then we have sentiment on the back of it. Okay, and again these background papers are Craft Consortium. So those are my 3 example pinwheel cards. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to make one. So easy. Okie dokie, just having a look. Hello Karen, hello Pat, hello Gail. I think I've got most people there. I don't think she's watching today. I have a feeling she may be away, but it's Caroline Pattenden's birthday tomorrow, I believe. So Caroline, as and when you catch up, happy birthday for tomorrow. Okay, pinwheel card. I have 4 pieces of white cardstock, exactly the same. It's what I use for my base cards. It's about 300 GSM. You could get away with something quite a bit thinner than that. And each one of those measures 14.5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Okay, I believe, yeah, on that basis, all 4 pieces I got out of 1 piece of A4 card. So very little waste on there. Each card I am going to score along the 10 centimetre side at 2.5 centimetres. Okay. I think the first card I did was probably in inches, but the others, when I decided to do the Christmas one using Knitwits, because my computer's set up in metric and all the measurements obviously centimetres, I decided to work in centimetres instead. So let's score all of these at 2.5. This is really weird because what I'm seeing on my iPad at the side is so out of sync with what I'm doing. It is slower than it has ever been before, so it's really weird looking at that and seeing that now I'm still scoring when I've finished that, put my scoreboard away, and I've got 4 pieces of card that are exactly the same, all scored at 2.5 centimetres. Okay, so I am going to fold over and give it, as we say in Yorkshire, a right good burnish. So burnish it really well. Okay. You'll have these made in a jiffy. They do not take long at all. You could stencil them, as I've said, I've stamped. You could stamp straight onto them, add your papers, whatever, but it is so easy. Okay, 4 pieces of card. Trickiest thing for me, which is ridiculous, has been actually arranging them to make the pinwheel, but it is easy. She says, essentially you want to make a square in the middle. Now on mine, this 2.5 centimetres is really quite small, but I like the size of card that it's produced. Some others that I have since seen made on other sites have a really large square in the middle, but we're all conscious of postage costs and things like that these days, so I wanted to make sure it would fit into a standard size envelope, and for crafters a 6x6 is very much a standard size envelope, so that it was easy to post. Okay, so glue. You will see as I start to glue these, if you line them all up the same way and butt up one of the 2.5 centimetre flaps, as it were, to the next one, as we work round you will see it develop into the pinwheel. Okay, so I'm going to glue the folded over bit of that flap, and because I want it to stick well and straight away, I am going to use my Cosmic Shimmer glue today on here. I have, on all 3 cards that I've made so far, just let me get this glued in right, okay, I have on all 3 cards decorated afterwards. I haven't attempted to decorate with the papers, or have I? No, I haven't decorated the actual card with the paper until it's all stuck together. The card that I stamped on, I did cut the papers to size and did the stamping first, obviously, and then stuck the papers onto the finished card. Okay, my 3rd piece of card with your flap over, I am going to place on the fold of the 2nd piece. I hope that makes sense. Okay, you can see that that's folded, so I'm going to put the card there next to it. Okay, so again, glue the flap. My glue's not coming out today. I've already tried to unblock this once and stabbed my finger with the pin. Fortunately it's not bleeding too much, so nothing to spoil my cards. Okay, make sure I'm covering the corners. So lining that one up, I'm going to put it on the crease and just check that it folds nicely and that all my edges are lined up, because when I finish this I want it to be able to like squash and fold flat, which hopefully if I've got all the folds in the right places and I've glued accurately, it will. So final piece, again, glue on the flap. And I do apologise, I am not looking at the comments at the moment. I might do a quick catch up in a moment. Good morning, Gail Loins as well. Hello, nice to see you here again, along with everyone else. Which stamp? Oh, we're talking about the Daisy stamp, aren't we? Yeah, everyone wants one. I think some of you will remember they did a stamp club craftwork cards at one point. I think it was a subscription, the Stamping Club, and you got a stamp every month. Can't think what else, if anything, came with it. Project ideas. I was lucky enough to actually win a subscription to that, and I'm sure I got my Daisy stamp as part of the Stamp Club. Otherwise, it wasn't at the time the sort of thing I would have bought, so I am so pleased I got that stamp. Okay, right, I now have one joined up piece of card, and when I take the small 2.5 centimetre flap from there and turn the card on itself, it will fold over to create that important centre square of your pinwheel. I'm just looking to check that it's actually in camera. Gosh, it's a massive picture you've got on the screen, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to glue my final flap. Sound like an aeroplane wing with all these flaps around. And whilst I hold that down, this is this tricky bit, I am going to attach it, glue it, oh, it folds flat, and press it firmly down on there so that we get it stuck down. And this should, now it does, whichever way I fold it over, it folds completely flat. A sign of good accurate measuring, cutting, scoring, folding and gluing. So there is the basis of your pinwheel card. And as I say, I'm just going to quickly, yeah, it's 15 by 14.5, so that does fit very nicely in a 6x6 envelope. Okay, the really nice bit decorating it, I thought I'd keep things really simple today, with it being my first live for a month or so. Oh, hi Jenny, hope you're okay, see you later. Yeah, Stamp Club. Ooh, sorry, I've missed that comment about stamping some for you. Gail, I'm sure somebody will. If not, I can see what I can stamp for you on some nice bits of card. Here we go. I am using Mooey Christmas by Knitwit Cards. So I've already sized my images, I've printed and I've cut out the papers to go on here. Now I've just noticed as I've stood this card up, I have the large panel facing me and the small panel at the side, which is how I did my first card. I had the large panel. Now I'm not sure if that was a mistake and just the way that I stamped and put on the happy birthday bit, but the other cards I did, I have so that the larger of the two panels of the pinwheel is facing me and the smaller panel is sideways on. I hope that makes sense to everyone. So I am going to turn that over so that I have the large panel that essentially will face, so when you're looking at it you get more of the big picture or the big image. It's so easy to do it the other way around, but it doesn't matter, because if you do, it's one of those crafting mistakes that nobody knows about. Isn't really a mistake, it's just perhaps personal preferences to which way you want to put your papers on. So let's very quickly, and I can show you the finished product. I wonder how you're all doing with the alphabet challenge. I haven't got a card ready for today yet. I'm usually ahead of the game with things like this, but I don't know where my time is going to at the moment. I've slowed down. I do very little in my day. Okay. What I've tried to do here is this image of the Mooey cow. Oh gosh, I sound like a 2-year-old. The image of Mooey, the cow, is holding some presents. So for my side panel image, I decided to make up a pile of presents to go with him. There isn't always method to what I do, but there was in this particular case. And then you just turn your pinwheel round, and my next images, I have candy canes, different coloured candy canes, and on the side panel we're going to have an assortment of buttons and bows. Question I do need to ask, having been away from you all on here for the last 4 weeks, is how many Christmas cards have you now all finished? It is less than 180 days to Christmas. Can you not turn it upside down to have the left panel larger? Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Yes, Mary. I don't know whether you saw at the very beginning, but the first card that I actually made, I did have the left panel as the larger panel. Personal preference. It works either way. I just decided that for my own personal taste, I think I preferred it this way. Anyway, Christine, you've got a few made. A few doesn't tell me how many. My count is, I think, after this one today, probably 90. So I'm doing all right with Christmas cards. Can't remember who it was. Somebody was trying to do, oh gosh, it could have been Jill. Trying to do a few a month. The thing is, it's going to be here before you know it. Okay, turn your panel round. Right, I've got my sentiment one next. So I have glad tidings, and I have that wonderful paint chip again. I really like the paint chips that Knitwits produce in all of their collections. Every single one has one, and every one is numbered, and the lady who designs them, Mary Fran, she puts her initials MF in the top corner, and 138 means that this was the 138th collection that she designed. So they're all numbered, and have yourself a very mooey Christmas. I try, when I'm doing my Knitwit cards, to try and incorporate a paint chip somewhere in everything I do. Again, it's just a personal thing. I quite like the idea. We all have our little foibles and quirks that we like. Okay, just try get that evenly in the border. I've got a little bit of extra glue. Okay. And my last image here, I have Mooey holding a heart, and the small panel is going to be 3 hearts. So collal glue, in my opinion, best thing for this type of paper gluing and sticking. It's quick, it's easy, you get some movement time to actually position your paper in exactly the right place. Okay. I am pretty much open to suggestions if anybody's got anything specific they would like me to try in terms of a fold. I have already planned pretty much what I'm doing for the next 4 weeks, but that can change. And next week's going to be something, I'd say, sort of a bit of a back to basics. It's not a fancy fold, it's just going to be using an old kit and some basic card making. Okay, so I have my pinwheel finish. Didn't take me long at all. The gluing's probably the longest bit. So there's your pinwheel, and we have different images on the different sides as we go around, and don't forget to make sure you leave one of your sides with either blank or the right sort of paper so that you can actually put your sentiment or greeting in there. So that's been a real mix and match of different pinwheel cards today. you could resize them. You could try a bigger circle, a bigger square in the middle. A very easy card, I think, to make into different sizes depending on what you want to use and what size card or envelope you want to pop it in. So that essentially is it for today, and it's been quite a quick first one back, but I hope you'll try it because it is quick, it is easy. I know not everybody likes the fancy folds, but it is an easy one. You've only got one score and fold on each of the 4 pieces, and it's all exactly the same. And yeah, go for it. I would really like to see what you make. See if you can incorporate maybe some of the alphabet challenge into your cards. I think I failed miserably today to incorporate any of them. Oh, I could have used pink actually. Could have used this for P for pink. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, thank you all so much. I will go back after this and have a look at all your comments. Thank you so much for tuning in again today. And yeah, hope you all have a really good, happy, crafty week. And I will be here again next week at 10:30. So look forward to seeing you all again there. Okay. Thanks very much and bye for now.